express how they've overcome trials and tribulations to make it where they are today. Be inspired. Good evening, good evening. Possibly daytime, depending on where you are. This is the Tyese Show, and we are back with another Thursday live. Welcome. Thank you for coming back to join us. I have with me this evening another illustrious guest. As you know, the tagline for the show is what we do for therapy. I interview entrepreneurs and community advocates, performing artists, and more so that they're able to come on and discuss their journey and discuss how it has been therapeutic for them. We offer encouragement, motivation, inspiration. The Tyese Show. So thank you once again for joining us. This evening, I have with me Lakeisha Overton. And Lakeisha is going to tell us a bit about some maybe trials and tribulations she may have had to go through, but she's going to help us understand what it's like to be an entrepreneur in her field and give some advice and talk about how it's been therapeutic for her. And also, of course, all the positives as well. All right. So thank you. Let's get started. Thank you for Lakeisha for coming on this evening. Oh, we lost Lakeisha. Okay, we're going to give it a moment. Okay, hopefully she'll be able to pop right back in. So again, if this is your first time coming to the show, being able to watch the show live, I do this every Thursday evening. The episodes are on Facebook Live and also YouTube Live. And so far, that is the only two. However, I also do recorded shows that, as of next week, are going to be audio only, and they'll be on WMEG radio. So I'm very excited about that. The way that I came up for the tagline for the show is that I wanted to introduce persons who have really come a long way in their journey, and to let everybody know really that you can do it, that anybody can do it. I like the mentality of if she can, I can too. If he can, I can too. We all go through our struggles, lifes, as we say now. Things happen. And a lot of us are coming from, I'm in the mental health field full time, and a lot of us are coming from a, I want to say, quite a bit of childhood traumas. And with that, there are times when we have self doubt, when we don't feel that we are enough. We may not feel that we measure up. And so that's part of the reason that I started this. The podcast is meant to again inspire, encourage persons to really fulfill their purpose. Okay, we all have a purpose. I can even go biblical with it. God put us here for a reason. Okay, for a reason. We are spiritual beings that are here in the flesh temporarily, and we're here with a purpose. Okay, so to live all of our lives and leave this earth without having served that purpose is very sad. That's not just my opinion, that's actually in the Bible. We are here for a reason, for a purpose. I believe that my purpose is to serve. I don't just believe that I have been told that, it's been prophesied. Uh, I've been called, and in obeying, okay, and being obedient, I am now restarting this podcast. This is, and I've done several, 5, 6 episodes now, this go round. And the reason why I say it like that is because I did have the podcast before. The podcast is called the Tyese Show now. It was previously the Tyese Show, News and Ooze, and different platform, but the content and the intention of the show was the same, and that was to again bring on uh, persons and different types of niches and different types of businesses, and and also again performing artists could be um oh my goodness, I had on rappers, um DJs, fashion designers, authors, comedians, oh goodness, others in the mental health industry, and several more. And it was I had a good run. I stopped for a while, a good while, and now I'm back. So, and I started it again because I felt that I just I had to do this. Like I said, I'm not sure who exactly it's supposed to reach. The idea is that this encourages persons again who maybe do not know their purpose, are not feeling fulfilled, to consider living their dreams. Okay, in childlike manner. I don't know if you remember what it was like to dream when you were younger, and we used to always get asked that question: "What do you want to be when you grow up?" Um, and some of us would say things like, "Oh, I want to be a fireman," or "I want to be a teacher." I want to be the president of the United States. I remember being friends with a young lady that wanted to be president of the United States. And so we had goals. We had goals, and somewhere along the way, a lot of us we stopped dreaming, and we kind of lose that fire. Everyday life will do that to you, but only if you let it. We we live without living. Many of us do. In other words, we're just existing. We are told to grow up. That when we grow up, we're told to get a job, maybe go to college, work for someone else, and just make a living. Just make a living. Do the best we can. Get married. Have kids. These are the things that we're told. This is buy a house, buy a car or two, and get a pet. But this is supposed to be the American dream. We end up really letting go of the childhood dreams and goals, and pretty much being told at times that we can't dream, we can't dream bigger. You have parents are typically the first ones to say, "Oh boy, you can't do that. No, no, you want to be an artist? What do you mean? No, that's not gonna pay the bills. Go get a job. You're gonna need to get a job." You know, and so it gets torn down, and we stop dreaming. A lot of times that's what happens. Teachers have been culprits of that, being dream killers. Coaches, unfortunately, sometimes dream killers. Okay. And the problem with that is that we end up working for someone else. And I'm not saying that that is so bad. What I'm saying is, if it's not your purpose, if it doesn't fulfill you, if you don't feel that that's your calling, you're uncomfortable, you don't want to go to work every day, then begin to understand that you don't have to. Pray as to what your calling and your purpose is. It will be revealed to you. And this is my story, and this is what happened to me. Just a bit of background about me. I started out when I came out of high school. I only thought about going to college because at the time it was pretty much what was expected. I applied to only maybe two colleges, and I didn't do so great in high school. Um, I messed around and smart, intelligent, just unmotivated. Um, when I did my work, I got excellent grades, but I didn't do my work all the time. And so I didn't go to college. I didn't go to college right away. And I went to work. I knew I had to make money. I knew I was going to have to move out of mama's house. You know how that is. And later I didn't have kids right out of high school. That was in my mid 20s, but I was still very young. Um, I did customer service type jobs. I did, I actually used to be a personal trainer. Um, Very, very much enjoyed it, but it wasn't paying the bills. And then I knew I needed to go back to, I knew I needed to go to college. Because now we're talking about my mid 20s, and it was like, okay, you have to do something with yourself. You have to do something with yourself. Became a single parent, and I did actually go to college for a bit. Wasn't very long because my kid's father and I, we split up, and I didn't have really enough help with the kids, so I dropped out. And later, still in my head that you gotta make money. You gotta make money, girl. You got these kids. I had three little girls, beautiful babies, three little girls to take care of. And so it was just work, 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 work for money. I ended up doing a lot of things like network marketing, in addition to, of course, working a full time job. But even when I wasn't at work, I was always trying to make money, um, raising my kids. The goal was always to just stay above water, keep my head above water, and head above water. It was it caused me, and Lakeisha is back. And I'm gonna wrap this up, Lakeisha, and we can get to talking. Um, and introduce you to the audience. So, it was just my goal to really keep my head above water and take care of these kids. So it that caused me to lose sight of my dreams. And I think that happens to a lot of us. So the content for the show and the reason why I came up with this idea to do the show is that I in working with persons that I'm doing, I do counseling with. I've had several um discuss, say that they wanted to start a business, they just didn't feel like they could do it. And that really is why I came up with the idea to do the show. So here we are on the Tyese Show. Like I said, we're going to continue, or I'm going to continue with Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. live on Facebook and YouTube. And then, and I may add more platforms as well. But in addition to that, the shows will be on WMEG radio, and that will be Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. So there'll be five shows weekly, not just the one on Thursday evenings. All right, so Lakeisha is back. Lakeisha Overton, thank you for coming onto the show, and we're going to get to your journey. So, Miss Lakeisha,
Thank you for inviting
you have a
me.
couple of things going on. Oh, you are so welcome. You are so welcome. We have a couple of things, or you have a couple of things that you have going for you, and it's a beautiful thing to see. You have your career, but then you also are an entrepreneur as well. Lakeisha
Yes, my
is an
computer's acting weird.
educational. Oh, that's okay. Okay. All right, we're good. We should be good. Lakeisha is an educational advocate.
Thank you.
And then
Thank you.
as well,
I don't know.
you're
It
there. We're
sounds like there's
good.
a delay. Wait one moment.
Yeah, I
There.
can hear you and
All
see
right.
you.
It says it's reconnecting on my end. Okay. Okay.
Oh, okay. So Lakeisha is, like I was saying, Lakeisha is an educational advocate and also an entrepreneur. So thank you again for coming on to the show. And we are going
You're welcome.
to bring out a lot of what you have going on and let everybody also know how they can get in contact with you, okay, for your services. All right. So tell us about being an educational advocate, because you can certainly let the audience know better than I can.
So my name is Lakeisha Overton. One of the things that I do is that I'm an educational advocate, but that's just a piece of one of the things that I do. I currently
Mhm,
during the day I work for a small tutoring program that work with children and adults that unofficially have dyslexia or other language-based learning differences. And I've been with the
mhm,
organization off and on since 2005. I left in 2015. While working
okay.
there, I was inspired to go back to school, and I have my associate's degree in paralegal studies. So when I got my associate's degree in 2015, I left and I went and I worked for a free legal services corporation called Maryland Volunteer Lawyer Services. So I worked there for a couple of years, and then the
Mhm,
pandemic happened. And the pandemic woke me up a little bit and told me that I did not want to work for Maryland Volunteer Lawyer Services anymore, and I wanted to try something different. And I went to school to be a digital court reporter. Um, and that the beginning of that felt like I was going to school to be a DJ. And there was I realized then that I'm a hands-on in-person learner, and I could not learn to do
Mhm.
something like that strictly online. So I unfortunately dropped out. Um, but lo and behold, I kept in contact with my manager, the executive director at the tutoring program I work at now.
Mhm.
And the short version is I started working back at the tutoring program as a contractor. And then I say probably like 6 months later, no, maybe about a year later, I started working there full time as the tutor coordinator for that program. Um,
Tutor coordinator.
and that's
Okay.
yeah, so that's the involvement I have with the educational advocacy. That's what made me have the experience, made me want to go ahead and help families or help children that aren't getting the right type of help in school. That's a separate podcast on its own because I can go on and on and on about
Mm,
public schools and just a lot. When your child has a learning difference, it's challenging to try to get extra help in school, especially for children that
mm,
live in urban areas, especially our Black children that live in urban areas. But anyway,
I
that's
see.
how I got
Mhm.
involved in that area.
Mhm.
So around 2019, I started L'Centric Jewelry. I decided I wanted to start my own small business. And what L'Centric Jewelry is basically I sell Afrocentric handmade jewelry and accessories. So I import pieces from Kenya, Ghana, India. There are a couple of places in the United States who I buy wholesale products from or wholesale pieces from who also import jewelry and accessories from the same countries. And out of L'Centric Jewelry, because I feel like I'm going on and on. Stop me, Tyese. Let me pause because I feel like I'm going on. So so it's inspiring when you start something on your own. You see a lot and you
Yeah.
realize what gifts you have. And like you said, I kind of took a deep pause with a lot of things I had just it just lay dormant in me that I just cut off once I became a mom. Um, and
Mm,
when I started the jewelry business, I was like, oh my gosh, this feels so good. I remember this, I remember that. So once I got in the group of things with L'Centric Jewelry, I realized that jewelry making is it feels own jewelry making shop. Can you hear me?
mhm.
Okay, I decided to bottle up because I said pocket up. I decided to bottle up my own jewelry making workshop, and I host jewelry making events called cocktails and crafting. So I have cocktails and crafting where you come, you make jewelry, bracelets and earrings, and we have cocktails and we have fun and we just talk and have fun. And then the the nonprofit side of it is jewelry making wellness workshops. So I have a
Mhm.
whole little outline of a jewelry making wellness workshop for a women's program, for a children's after school program, um, any any organization that provides human services to individuals. Then you can ask me some questions. Stop there. Then you can ask me some questions.
Okay, so I attended. I
Yeah.
attended Lakeisha's cocktails and crafting, or one, I guess, cocktails and crafting, and I'm going to be honest. In the beginning, I always like to support. Okay, so when you told me about it, I was like, oh, okay, sure, I'll come. No problem. And then of course getting together, with some other ladies and everything. I said, of course, no problem. I will be there. Just let me know when. And but in the back of my mind, I'm sitting there like, I do not have the patience to piece together jewelry where you are sitting there. I just picture the big magnifying glass, and you're
Mm-hmm.
sitting there with these
Oh,
little
with the,
itty itty bitty beads, and you're sitting there with a needle or something trying to string together under the magnifying glass, and this is just what I pictured. I
I
was
hear
like,
you. It's you against you, though. It was cool.
and I was
It's
just
no
like,
pressure.
right. I was just like, I just, like I said, this is in the back of my head all the way up until I came, and I was just like, my hats off to people who could do this. My hats off, and I pictured, you know how, and I mean, jewelry varies over different cultures, of course, you
Oh
know,
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
but
Mhm.
I pictured the tiniest, now this is me, you know, in my not having in my mind, I was like, I just don't have the patience. So I pictured the tiniest, and I want to say maybe it's like maybe Native American Indian jewelry that can be the
Oh, like the
tiniest
smaller
bead.
beads. Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh, and this is what I just I don't know why I pictured
So the
that.
earrings, these are
And
handmade.
then
These are handmade
mhm,
Maasai earrings, and these are little tiny beads. So you were thinking of little tiny beads like this. I sell jewelry like this, but now no,
okay.
no, not little tiny beads like this. I don't know how. I commend people that make these. Like this is a real craft. You can't
Hmm.
manufacture. How can this be manufactured? Because it's so, like you
Right.
said, detailed. Yep, that's why it's cool to me.
Right. And
Yeah,
I mean,
I wish
and
we were.
now, of course, in my mind, of course, I was being silly. I knew that there was going to be different, you know, different types and varieties, you know,
Mhm.
there. But you know, that's just the way I thought of it, you know. And I said, you know, I'm going to go to support. I'm going to go support. I'll probably
I thank you for your support.
cocktail more than I'm going to craft. That's what
I know
I'm
that's
not
right,
even.
and that's fine. That's fine. Yeah,
But
that's the
then you
fun.
know you get there and it was just such an inviting and relaxing atmosphere, and you know you got up and you know just
Thank you.
you had the bags. It was so at the you know the bags were so professionally prepared for the women, you know, and the beads were, you know, laid out on a separate table. And I'm telling you all, if you have not been to these jewelry crafting get-togethers, it's definitely something to do. You know, like a girls' night or you know something like that. Go with a couple of your girlfriends, and it was a really good time. You know,
Thank you.
food laid
It's
out,
fun.
uh, cocktails laid out. I did enjoy that part.
Mhm.
And I made three pairs of earrings. And I found that I discovered something about myself that day that
See,
I really
how about
liked
that?
it.
See,
I really
I
liked
thank
it.
you for sharing.
And
I thank you. I really do for sharing that.
I was proud
Thank
of
you.
myself because I was like, oh, look at my like these are really earrings. Like I would have bought them in a store. You know,
See,
I said, oh, this was so much fun. You know, now I'm like,
yeah,
okay, well, when can we do this? Can we do this again in a couple months or something? You know, I'm like, I like this. You know, we
soon,
took our
coming
little,
very soon.
yeah, it's great. You know, we took our pictures and, you know, all the, you know, women that came, yeah, everyone enjoyed themselves. We lined up and we're holding our earrings, taking our pictures. It was a videographer and
Mhm.
there and photographer and all. It was just wonderful. It was great. It was great.
Thank you.
I think it's a fantastic idea, you know, to hold these,
Thank you.
and it allows you know women who to get together and network as well. You know, so
Yep.
it's a beautiful concept. I really did enjoy myself. I really
Thank
did.
you.
Now, tell us more about the wellness side of it.
So the wellness side of it is basically similar without the alcohol. We do a I don't want to say
Okay.
meditation and go deep like that, but we do a meditation um exercise in the beginning. I talk to the
Okay.
group about what we'll be doing. I share more about a little bit about the history of jewelry or earrings. I share more about different types of earrings, like the different types of hooks and the kind that go in with the back on. And
Mm-hmm.
then we get into jewelry making, and then do that part, and then have lunch and a break, and share our jewelry, and then it's over with. So the wellness part basically just includes, like I said, the meditation piece, a little bit more
Mm-hmm.
in direct instruction. People go home with instructions. I make your own basic beaded bracelet, basic hanging rings with beads on them. Yeah, that's the
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
thing that's different.
Okay.
I don't know
I
what else to
see.
say. I want to
It
make it sound like
definitely.
woo, but it's exactly what you said without the
Yeah.
liquor,
Yeah.
without the alcohol. It's a little bit more
Right. Right.
structured.
Okay.
Um, with
Mm-hmm.
meditation.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Right. Right.
Yep.
It's and I'll have to
And I guess
attend
the thing.
on that type as well.
So, and
Mm-hmm.
I should say it's provided for any organization. So you provide therapy to, I always get it confused,
I work with adults and children.
adults and children. So if you wanted me to provide a jewelry making wellness workshop to parents, and the children that you provide therapy to and their parents, or
Mhm.
just the adults in your program, I could do a wellness jewelry making workshop. So they're basically for any organization that provides a human service to individuals, families, adults, children, women, and would like to have some type of wellness workshop for their clients.
I see. I see. And so on that note, it would be fantastic to have uh, other, organizations, some nonprofits, contact you. Okay, so feel free to contact Lakeisha at La Centric Jewelry, okay, on Instagram, to let her know we are in the Baltimore area, and to let her know that you would like for her to come and host an event. That would be fantastic.
Yes, and it's
That would be fantastic.
ATW. It's ATWGC services with an S at the end at gmail.com.
Okay. Okay.
But yet
And tell
it's not a big
and I'm going to correct that. And tell
okay.
tell us
Thank you.
what that stands for. Hmm.
So because I
Tell
do,
us what that stands for.
it's not because I do so many things, but I have a collective. So it's called Around the Way Girls Collective. So my collective is like an umbrella. And underneath my umbrella, I
Hmm.
have Lacentric Jewelry, and I have Around the Way Girls Events, which the jewelry making workshops fall under, both kind of sort of eccentric jewelry and Around the Way Girls Events. And I have
Hmm.
Around the Way Girls Collective Resource Coordinate Case Management Services. That's the baby of underneath the umbrella. And what basically that is, it's a small consulting business where I will assist a client that you service with counseling, and they might need help with a family law matter, and they need resources to help them navigate their family law matter, and then you would
Hmm.
refer them to me. So it's basically a where, again, if you are a human services based organization and you provide one service, you can come to us and we can provide wraparound services. If one of the children you provide therapy to, they have an IEP, which is an individualized educational program, and they're not getting the right type of help through their IEP, you can contact us. We can go ahead and advocate for that child, help the parent schedule an emergency IEP meeting, assist with addressing the issue that they have with the IEP, things like that. What other kind of example?
Hmm.
I'm getting ready to start working with a small organization called Fathers for Fathers,
Fathers
and
for fathers.
he,
Fathers for
the
fathers,
director
you
of,
said?
yeah, it's Fathers for Fathers. Yes, I want to say the right name. It's Fathers Fighting
Okay.
for
Is that your
Fathers
dog?
is the name of the organization. Fathers Fighting for
Okay.
Fathers.
Is
You
that
see
your
her?
dog? No, I can't see
Is
her.
that my
I can
dog?
hear her. Yeah, I
Oh, I
can
thought you could see
hear
her.
her.
She must have been doing something. Um, and
Okay.
I'm gonna be I'll be there. I'm gonna be helping them at a food pantry that they're gonna have, and they're gonna also be doing expungements. So that's something else.
Okay.
I can assist with guidance. So I'm a paralegal, so I can't. I'm a paralegal. I'm not. I don't give legal advice. We're not allowed to give legal advice, but we can assist you with resources. We can assist you with not the
Mm-hmm.
process necessarily, but the paperwork, how to do it. Because expungements you can file yourself now. If it's something that doesn't come off on its own after a certain amount of time, you can go ahead and file for it to get expunged. So that's what Around
Right.
the Way
Right.
Girls Around the Way Girls Collective Resource Coordinating and Case Management Services does some of the things. And that's part of my
Okay.
umbrella, Around the Way Girls Collective.
I see. I
And my
see.
website is under construction, where you'll be able to go and see everything. You'll be able to go and click on Eccentric Jewelry, see special things that I have at the flea market that I'm selling. You'll be able to see what ATWGC Services is doing in the community.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I love how with everything that you're doing, it still fits together in a form of counseling with, I
Right.
know you said you couldn't offer legal advice, but when it comes to counseling, there are so many different needs so that you are able to offer wraparound services. That's what came to my mind right before you actually said that. Because when anyone that needs to go to counseling, so we can always of course first think of mental health challenges, right?
Right.
But there's so much more. There's a need in so many other areas, and that could be
Hmm.
education. It could be job. Like you say, it could be legal. It could be family legal. So there's so
Long
many other services
long
that are
term
necessary.
long term undiagnosed learning differences can lead to depression, can lead to addiction and drug abuse. So it's
Mhm.
connected.
Very much so. I like how
Yeah. And I'm saying some
how
people never
you
got the help,
are.
and
Yeah, yeah. Let's get back to the educational advocacy. I know how you said that this is, pretty much a subject for another podcast, but we want to be able to offer, uh, offer services, that we can. So, under the educational
Mhm.
advocacy, can you kind of go over again a bit that falls under that umbrella?
So there's wow, there's a lot. So I can give a person, anybody, guidance with anything related to their education. If they're trying to find a GED program, um,
Hmm. Oh, uh-oh, we lost Lakeisha. Okay. Hopefully she will be back in just a moment. And Lakeisha can be reached for different resources at atwgc services at gmail.com. Now, if you would like to reach her for purchases of individual jewelry pieces, or for her to be able to come out and host either jewelry connected with wellness, or maybe a girls' night out, creating jewelry, then you can reach her on Instagram at La Centric Jewelry. That's La Centric, LASENTRIC. So we've been having, appreciate anyone that's on and being patient. We've been having some technical difficulties this evening. But you know, we do the best on the show to bring on persons who are very well versed in a couple of niche areas and pull it all together, so to speak. But you know, the encouragement is really the piece to the Tyese Show. And again, if you have contemplated, and I'm not saying anyone should just jump ship on their job, but if you've contemplated um, starting a business, being an entrepreneur, then continue to watch the show. You can also get in touch with me and for some assistance, because this is what we want here for a person to find fulfillment in what they do every day, so that it does not feel like you have to go to a job that you are not where you're not happy. But everyone again has their purpose. So Lakeisha is back on.
Yes, I'm so
Okay. I'm glad you were able
sorry. I will too. Let's see how long this on my little laptop and get fixed this
to.
weekend.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if
Okay.
you
So I
can
was
hear
just
me,
letting everybody
what I
know
was
how
gonna
to
say,
contact you.
yes,
Mhm.
atwgcservices at gmail.com. I'm on Instagram at Lacentric Jewelry. I'm on Instagram at ATW Girls, GYRLZ. And I'm on Facebook as Centric Jewelry. I'm on Facebook as Around the Way Girls Events. No, I'm sorry, Around the Way Girls Collective, GYRLZ. I get confused myself. But on the Centric Jewelry, you'll see everything. Because I use all my pages to promote everything that I do. And then
Right. Right. Exactly.
my website is under construction, and that's ATW. If you want to put that,
Okay.
at some point, but it's literally done right now.
Okay. Great. 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 What now? And what came first for you? Was it the educational advocacy?
Right. I started working for the tutoring program first. Yes. Yes. I used to,
Hmm.
Tyese, I worked for the House of Ruth for a couple of years. What came first for me, I got tired of working for corporate America. 25, 26, right after I had my second son. And that got profit getting involved in the community world, kind of, sort of.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
That's
now
my
you're
journey.
you're
That's where
you're
the
a
journey
community
began.
advocate now, and
Yeah, that's when it started.
yes. Okay. Okay. And when now, why jewelry?
Yeah, I guess yes.
When
With the experience,
what do you think?
you see a lot. When you live longer, as our elders told us, you see more. Say it again.
Mm-hmm. So, and now you mentioned as well that you have that
Say it about the jewelry again.
flea market. No, I was saying, you know, how did it come about? How did it come about that you started
My
with
poor
jewelry? Why
connection. I'm
why
sorry
jewelry?
for your people that have joined us. Connection is ooh.
So
You hear
what
me?
made you get started? Uh-huh.
And there's
What
a
made you get
delay.
started in
I'm
jewelry?
so sorry.
just
Tyese.
fine.
It'll be done.
We can we
Say it
can hear you
again.
just fine. We can hear you just fine.
Now I don't even about the jewelry. All I hear,
I was saying, what made you
I,
start with jewelry?
I get the last part jewelry and not the beginning. You can hear me fine. So,
Hmm.
um, I also sell jewelry at the Patapsco Flea Market. You all must get to Patapsco Flea Market if you're able to. The Patapsco Flea Market has one of the best kept secrets of small businesses in the Baltimore area. I mean, there's a woman in there that's the church, they call her the church lady, the church hat lady. She has all these that she sells people. There are people that just come to her just for her church hats. There's myself. I have
Hmm.
two long tables where I sell it. I just started selling indoor exotic plants, and I sell my handmade jewelry and accessories, bucket hats, pocketbooks, earrings, bracelets. Um, what's the that saying that was popular a couple of years ago with Shirley Caesar? You name it, I got it. As far as jewelry and accessories, there's a popular store that's a perfume. Yes, you name it. Yes, you name it. There's a popular perfume store there called the Perfume Gallery. He even had Lolita. There's a perfume called Lolita Lampica. I mean, he has everything there. I could go on and
Hmm. Hmm. Now, are
Saturdays
you
and
there every weekend?
Sundays.
Okay, Saturdays and Sundays.
Yes, and they have a
Every Saturday and Sunday.
yeah, and there's a crab place too that's popular called the Crab Deck.
Oh,
Just about
jewelry and crabs.
every weekend, it's a hustle, y'all. It's a hustle.
Yeah,
Just about
yeah.
every week.
Hmm.
I'll be closed for my
Hmm.
birthday weekend. I'm going to be closed in a couple of weeks. I'm trying to set myself up to be helpful to my future grandkids, and I do not want to be in anybody's office at all in
Right,
the next, I
right.
don't know, yeah, I'm just really for, we're Generation X. I've had a job since I was 14, and I'm one. So I'm like,
Oh, you
I'm
sound like
trying
me.
to ease out of it to the best of my ability and still have a comfortable lifestyle.
Hmm.
Still do the things I enjoy and live how I want. You don't want your senior life to be a
Right.
struggle. I definitely don't want that to happen. So that's all I'm trying to do and have fun and
No,
enjoy myself
no.
while I'm doing it. You said that earlier. Why not do something that you enjoy for a living? Yeah, like what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to get
Hmm.
there.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm. Well,
I
all of your
enjoy
talents, you have.
what I'm doing for the nonprofit. That I like it, but it's still for somebody else. It's community work, but it wasn't for that nonprofit. I wouldn't have to start Around the Way Girls Resources. I got experience from doing that
Mhm.
in order to start my own business. It's all connected.
It's all connected, exactly, and that's what I love.
And
People have
that's
to
it. I think
understand
I
that we
talked a
all
lot. And I said, oh my, I'm going to be on here for an hour.
have, but people
I'm
have to
saying that.
understand.
Yeah,
People have to understand that we all have these talents. We all have God-given talents, and most of us have several. Whether we've tapped into all of them, and our experiences have
excuse me.
allowed us
My
to
pleasure.
accumulatively, if that's a word.
That's why I'm quiet. I'm waiting
um,
to see if it'll catch up.
Okay, well, I can hear you. We can hear you.
I
But
promise the next story.
in a cute let me see. Oh, I done lost the word now. But we all have several, talents and abilities, and they're God-given talents. And so in our journey, we are able to pick up different pieces, whether it be a formal education or in addition to that, just experiences we learn from. We make mistakes, we fall, we get back up, and all of these things come together. And typically, what we are really good at is not just
Yeah.
one thing. It ends up being these pieces that, when you connect the dots, can form for us a whole living, that where we can feel like we are doing just that, living and actually enjoying life and being fulfilled. And if that means that, and that can mean staying at a job, it's success is really an opinionated definition. So it can be staying at your job if that is for you, as long
Works for
as you
you.
feel
Yep.
fulfilled, if that works for you.
Yep.
Exactly. I've had
Hmm.
a job or two that I really enjoyed, but then I've had jobs and I said, oh, no, 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 I'm not trying to stay here. So it's for me, I would prefer to be, self-employed. Now, understand though that, of course, being self-employed a lot of times means that you are definitely, like, are you going to work? You'll work 8 hours, at a job. Self-employed, you might be working 10 a day. You might be working 12 a day. I have worked as many as 14 to 16 hours in one day. So this is, even being self-employed is not the last stop, for me. They say we should have our money working for us. So, and I encourage the passive streams of income and the multiple streams of income. And Lakeisha, you can, of course, very much form those for yourself, because you are skilled and you have tapped into your talents. And we're hoping that and we lost her again. Oh my goodness. And of course, the again, the idea behind the Tyese Show is that we encourage people to really to do just that. Know who you are. Okay, know who you are. Understand what your talents, skills, and abilities are. Okay, your TSAs, your talents, your skills, and abilities. Understand that you really may sometimes have to dig deep into what your talent, skills, and abilities are. Journal. Be reflective. Go back to the like I'm saying earlier, those childhood dreams. Go back to that and think, what did I want to
Yep.
be when I grew up? What did I say I want to
Yep.
be? It's not too late. It's actually something that just came to me, is it's um I would have never expected to see this, but you know how you're scrolling online
Yeah.
doing not too much of anything, just looking at stuff. So I'm online, just this was just like day before yesterday, and I see this lady figure skating. Well, immediately to look at her, I know she's not like an Olympic skater. Okay. um because of her size, and you could see in her face her age, about, I'm going to venture to say she might have been in her late 40s. Okay. She, I'm a thick girl. I wear 1X. She had to be, now, you look bigger on TV and on camera for some reason, but she had to be at least my size if she was not bigger. I would venture to say she was definitely 2X. And she was figure skating. And she
Oh, I
did
saw that
the fast.
too.
You saw
Yeah.
that? She did.
Yep.
She did the fast
Everything was
spin.
it wasn't super gigantic. Right. 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 Everything was like,
Yeah, yeah,
oh,
yeah.
oh. It wasn't like, you know. But it was cool. That was inspiring. Yeah, that was
Right.
cool.
And right, it certainly was inspiring. She did like the fast spin with the leg
I'm,
out, with one leg out.
I'm telling
She did
you,
a jump.
we are built Gen X, and I'm not dissing.
Built to
She,
last.
yes, she, that was all that. That was all that. And I'm not younger people, but I feel like the lately my experiences and when I remember my past, our Gen X we different. We are made different. It's something different.
Mhm,
Um,
mhm.
built to last or something because we were doing so many younger ages, and I don't feel my age. I think we're more youthful. It's just something different. Like I was a baby boomer, and they're different. Like they think they're age for real. So and that's probably why we're the way we are. Also, but
Mhm.
that one, well, I'm gonna say young lady, she was inspiring. I was like, wait a minute, what here? Oh shoot, she did the little jump.
Right.
Everything was not a baby jump, a baby turn, but she
Right.
did it. Ice skating is hard. It's hard.
Oh
It really
yes.
is.
It very much is. It very much is. The funny thing that I did, I went ice skating when I was younger. I cannot remember. I was a young
Yes.
teenager, maybe 14 or so. First time ice skating. And when I tell you I don't know where it came from, but I was able to not only stand up,
Mm.
I was able to actually skate. And I was actually able, when I tell you, I'm telling you, I would not sit here and tell this lie. I did like a figure eight first time out on ice skates. Tried to go back when I got a little older. Mm-mm. It was not happening. It was definitely not
Oh
happening.
wow. I might have that
I don't know
athletic
what happened.
balance. Because you have to build up on that single blade, so you have that
I
balance.
think, yeah, I did. I used to.
No.
I used to, but
To
we,
do that. You know how when
again,
they go
we have these
out on the ice, they do that fast sprint.
Mhm.
Mm-mm.
Mhm. Yeah, I did. I did. Now, you ain't gonna get me out there now.
It's different.
But
When you do
so
stuff
Lakeisha, I
like
want
that
to thank
anyway,
you. Mhm.
your your body, you're just more apprehensive.
Exactly. It ends up being mental. It ends up being mental. So kind of going back to the video with with the lady skating like
Why
that. And like I said, she definitely like she had to be like in
keep
her late 40s.
not
And
being
she
able
had
to
a
hear
coach and
you?
everything. It was a beautiful thing. Um but she had a coach and it was lovely. And but
There we
we
go.
it's
I can hear
it's
you.
it's mental
Now I
to
can hear.
not do these things. Okay, it's definitely mental to not do these things. Okay, because we also see videos where there are women and men that are way older and are still incredibly athletic. So we it's just it's really just up to us. It's up to us to say I can do it. I can do, and I mean, as corny as it may sound, I can do and be anything I want. How it is. So it's just up to you. So but we're going to wrap up. And Lakeisha, I thank you again for coming on, and everyone can see how to get in touch with you on the ticker. And so I want to say that definitely to just be inspired that and understand that with all of our talents and our abilities, that you bottle those up, and you do these things that make you happy is what we should all be doing. Okay. And
Mhm.
you can six figures, seven figures, eight figures, just because you're doing something that makes you happy doesn't mean it doesn't mean it has to be treated like a hobby. you know, take it from Lakeisha. Okay. that you can have your career, you can have your entrepreneurial, endeavors, and then you can also just transform into full entrepreneur. So let's do it. Thank you for watching, everyone. The Tyese Show. Again, we are every Thursday evening, 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Thank you. I'm Tyese, and we'll be back next week. Have a blessed evening.